Dear student friends, in this lecture we will see one important theorem related to invertibility of a matrix. The statement of the theorem is a square matrix A is invertible if and only if A is row equivalent to identity matrix. A is row equivalent to identity matrix. An M by N matrix A is invertible if and only if A is row equivalent to a square matrix. Or in another words, this theorem can be written as any upper triangular matrix with non-zero diagonal elements is invertible. So in short, this statement is A is invertible if and only if A is row equivalent to I. A is invertible if and only if A is row equivalent to I. Let us consider the proof of this theorem. We will prove this theorem. So in the first part, if suppose that A is row equivalent to I, that is if A is row equivalent to identity matrix, that is A is, suppose A is row equivalent to I, A is row equivalent to I. In the previous lecture, we will see that equivalent matrices behaves alike. Means what? If A is equivalent to B, then A is invertible if and only if, what is that theorem? That theorem, previous theorem. A is equivalent to B, then A is invertible if and only if B is invertible. A is invertible if and only if B is invertible. So what happens here? This A is, we have supposed that A is row equivalent to I, and this identity matrix is always invertible because its inverses itself. So A is invertible. So this matrix A is invertible. So in the first part, nothing to prove. So conversely suppose that A is invertible. Then we have to show that A is row equivalent to identity matrix. Then consider the row echelon form of A. Now converse part, what we have supposed? A is an invertible matrix, that is there exists inverse of a matrix A into A inverse is equal to I. So reduce this matrix A to its row echelon form. Suppose the row echelon form of a matrix A is B. Suppose the row echelon form of a matrix is B. Then since this matrix A is invertible, this matrix A is invertible, so this row echelon form does not contain a row. This row echelon form B, here is also B is given, this row echelon form B, this is a row echelon form, does not contains a row having all zeros. Does not contain a row having all zeros. Why? It does not have any row consisting of zeros. Why? If this matrix B having a row consisting of all zeros, then its determinant is, obviously its determinant is determinant of B equal to 0. And what is determinant of A? Determinant of A is equal to some constant into determinant of B, because by the properties of a determinant, and this matrix row echelon form is obtained by elementary row operations and using the properties of a determinant of A is just the determinant k into some constant into determinant of B, and if determinant of B is 0, then determinant of A equal to 0. If determinant of A equal to 0, the A cannot be invertible, which is contradiction because we have already supposed that A is invertible matrix. So this row echelon form B, this row echelon form B does not consist in any row having all zeros. Means all rows are non-zero rows, and therefore this row echelon form of A is B, that is B is of the form this B11, B12, B1n, and 0, B22, B2n. This is just a upper triangular matrix where all Bi are also not equal to 0. If all Bi are not equal to 0, why Bi are not equal to 0, then Bn is also 0. Therefore, again its determinant is 0, therefore A is not invertible. Then by doing some operations on this matrix B, multiplying ith row by Bii inverse, that is for each I is equal to 1 to n, for all I such that 1 is less than I is less than or equal to n, what we have done, multiplying each row by Bii inverse. So in each diagonal entry we get 1 in each diagonal entry because we have divided. Bii inverse is what here? Bii inverse is nothing but 1 upon Bii, 1 upon Bii. So multiplying each row by Bi, 1 upon Bi, we get all diagonal elements are 0. Then this B, this matrix B is equivalent to a matrix, this matrix C. So C is what? This all diagonal elements are 0, and this C12 is nothing but B12 divided by B11 and so on. So Cij is nothing but Bij divided by Bii. So this is the matrix C. So A is equivalent to C. Now this is a matrix C. Now we convert this matrix C to a reduced row echelon form. This is a row echelon form. We have to convert this matrix to a reduced row echelon form. So how we convert this matrix to a row echelon form? First, see here the last row, that is Ri minus Cin Rn, Ri minus Cin, multiplying nth row by minus Cin and adding to ith row. Multiplying nth row by minus Cin, for example, and adding to ith row. That is multiplying the nth row by minus C minus C n minus 1 n. For the first, we have to bring 0 here in this place. Here the elements are there. In this place we have to bring 0 and so on. In this place we have to bring 0 and in this place we have to bring 0 firstly. So what we have done here is, what is the element here? This element is in our nth row. So this is Cn minus 1n. This element is Cn minus 1n. So firstly multiplying this nth row, that is Rn, by minus Cn minus 1 n into Rn plus Rn minus 1, and effect is on Rn minus 1. So we have brought 0 here. To bring 0 here, we have to do this. To brought 0 in the next, we have to do, Rn minus 2 minus Cn minus 2 minus Cn minus 2 n, I have to write bracket here, n Rn and net effect is on Rn minus 2. In this way, to bring 0 at the this C2n place, that is at the second row and nth column, what we have to done, multiplying this nth row by C2n minus C2n and adding to the second row. Effect is on R2. So in the first column we have brought 0 here. So all these operations, and the last operation is bringing 0 at C1n place. Bringing 0 at C1n place, what we have to do? This is just R1 minus C1n R. This is R2 here. Sorry, this is Rn multiplying this nth row by C1n adding to first row, and operation is on first row. So all these operations can be written in a single line, that is Ri minus this line, Ri minus Cin minus Cin minus Rn. For all I 1 is less than I is less than or equal to n minus 1 to n minus 1. So we brought 0 in the last column. In the last column, excluding this last element, diagonal element. So similarly, we have to do a calculations. Similarly, Ri minus, we have to bring 0 at the second last. So operation is Ri minus Cin minus 1 Rn minus 1. Multiplying Rn minus 1 by Cin minus 1 Rn minus 1. To bring 0 where? We have to bring 0 in the second last column. So this is the operation to bring 0. Makes given here, this operation by Ri minus Cin minus 1 Rn minus 1 makes n minus 1th column, makes 1 minus nth column as, this is 0, n minus 1th column, here is 1, and all these are 0, this is 0, and so on, and finally we get the identity matrix, and so on. Finally we get the identity matrix, because each column is of the type containing only one unit element and all other elements are 0 at ith place. Thus what happens here, this matrix we have brought, this matrix C. So this matrix C is now this matrix C is equivalent to identity matrix, because this matrix C, thus an invertible matrix is row equivalent to identity matrix. We have brought this matrix C to identity matrix. So A is equivalent to B, B is equivalent to C, and C is equivalent to identity matrix. Thus we have the matrix A. The matrix A is row equivalent to identity matrix of order n. Further, in a proof given that further A is row equivalent to identity matrix means what? There exists the elementary matrices E1, E2 and so on Ek, such that Ek into Ek minus 1 into E1 into A equal to In. That is, A is equal to E1 inverse, E2 inverse and so on Ek inverse, which is a product of elementary matrices. So we have next theorem. What is in the next theorem? A is invertible if and only if A is a product of elementary matrices. So see here, all matrices E1 inverse, EKO inverse, E2 inverse, all are elementary matrices, and elementary matrices are invertible, and its inverse is again elementary. So A is a product of